Hello, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. Today, 100 video thoughts for the day. That amazes me because time has flown in some ways, and yet in some ways this has been a Groundhog Day experience. But one of the things that I've really enjoyed is trying to figure out what each day I can say to try to bless you in the midst of all of this corona weirdness, the wackadoodle days as I call them. And so thinking about this week as I've talked about brokenness, the passage that has come to me today is one that's out of Psalm 31. Now, Psalms being that Old Testament book that goes the whole range of human emotions. You find psalms of joy and dancing and songs of lament and crying. And Psalm 31 is a psalm of brokenness. In fact, in verse 11, the psalmist says, I'm like a broken vessel. Think of an old pottery, the way they would make their jars or their bowls or their plates out of pottery. And it's like, mine is in shards, it's broken. And the psalmist recognized that because in that particular psalm, he actually felt his life was in danger. But the psalmist noted also that everybody was distant and alienated from him and making fun of him even. He says, I've heard the slander of many earlier in the psalm. There's terror on every side. It's like they're plotting against him. Life just seems to be giving him an absolutely raw deal. So what does the psalmist say? The psalmist says, but as for me, I trust in you, O God. My times are in your hands. You are my God. Deliver me. And it's almost like the psalmist is saying, God, this is your job. I've agreed you're going to be my God. I'm going to follow you. I am on your team. So your responsibility is to take care of this, to take care of me. And the nice thing about it is, God promises to do that very thing. Right before Jesus was to be betrayed and to be crucified, and the resurrection would be coming, his followers did not know what was about to happen. They were clueless. They thought it was another day like another day. And he had this real heart-to-heart with them that you read about in John 14, 15, and 16. And in John 16, one of my favorite go-to passages is that passage. Jesus says, I've said these things to you so that you'd have peace in me, because in this world you will have tribulation. You'll be broken in the world. It's gonna happen. And then he says, but I have overcome the world. So this 100th anniversary of our video thoughts for the day, I want to tell you something. In the midst of any brokenness in which you find yourself, turn your heart to the Lord. Remind him, you're my God. I'm following you, so help me here. And you can rest assured, he will help you through your brokenness to create in you the strong vessel you need to be for his purposes. Doesn't mean you don't have cracks. Doesn't mean you hadn't been through hard times, but the hard times are what make you strong. And that's your video thought for the day.